Good afternoon, and today we have a pleasure to interview my friend, Dr. Catherine Alderman. She is a general dentist, MBA, and AI consultant. And Branden Hill, he is also AI specialist, and he is the founder of the company called Accidental Sales Pro to help dentists on a different stage of development. So good afternoon.
Hello, thank you so much for inviting us. We're excited to be here.
Definitely. Really excited for this talk.
And thank you very much to our audience. I usually start if you have trouble sleeping or sleep next to the snoring partner, this program is going to be for you. So this program might be for you if you're curious what happened behind the scene for providers who are trying to help people who cannot sleep. But if you're a medical professional who, just like us, very passionate about helping patients, and in a modern time, there are a lot of innovations on the different levels of life, and AI not gonna go anywhere. AI gonna stay. So this program is gonna be for you who want to do it but doesn't have a confidence to do it, who implement some parts. We're gonna talk about AI, how AI can help in the medical field or dental field, how AI can help to run the business or help to run the business to get us to better patient experience, to smoother operations, to make our staff not to feel overwhelmed. So that's all, I have a lot of hopes, but also a lot of fear towards that step. So my first question would be to both of you, why did you start, why you become so passionate about AI? What do you see in that future? Kati.
I love AI, and it's a love at first sight. And here's why: because it's my best supporter and the best assistant I have ever had in my entire life, and probably the best assistant I will ever have in my life. The most intelligent, the most forgiving, not demanding, and extremely functional in many ways. So best assistant I ever had, and I love AI because of that.
And what about you, Branden? How do you see? I know you help a lot of dental offices on a different stage of development. What do you see in AI?
I love the fact that it's an opportunity for dentistry to not be behind the eight balls or behind the times with technology. I think there's a lot of areas of technology that dentistry was slow to adopt. And I'm really excited that people like Dr. Catherine and people like yourself and others that I know in the industry are really embracing AI in dentistry, so that this will be the time that dentistry doesn't lag behind in technology.
And I want to give a little, short introduction about our guest. So Dr. Alderman, we actually met in the magical way through the magazine, through the community, through dental woman entrepreneur community and the magazine. So they introduce us and we click on the spot. But I'm really impressed with all her accomplishment. She, just like me, has a lot of experience of running 2 or 3 or 4, I lost count how many dental practices Dr. Alderman founded and run. And then she used technology, she loves technology, and she started incorporating AI. And the book you see on the screen, she wrote the book, and it's almost ready to be available to us. I'm so looking forward to read this book. I read, whatever available online about this book and parts of this book I read, and it helped me to make some steps, and I'm going to talk about that. So her book is going to be published or launched in the end of April. And Branden, Catherine and Branden, they have a podcast what help to introduce AI into dentistry, make us familiar with that technology terms, operation, practical steps. And they have a podcast, but also on top of it, just like I mentioned, Branden has a company called Accidental Sales Pro. And, with his experience of running dentistry or dental operation like a business, he helped dentists on a different stage of development. If you just finished dental school and feel very frustrated what to do, he would be a great source of answers. Or if you in a dentistry just like me and you still sometimes don't know what to do, like with the new technology, or with the challenges. We have challenges exactly every single day. Running the team or make a team cohesive, that would be a great person. Or if you're thinking about transitioning your practice and you want to receive good financial compensation for your lifetime efforts, that would be a great person. So I'm going to give my experience with AI in dental sleep medicine. Yes, I help my patients to understand my diagnosis and treatment with the help of AI. And I also highly believe in collaboration, and I want my providers to know about my treatment plan with the help of AI. I write very personalized letters to patients and medical providers, or just providers, maybe dental providers, physical therapists, nutritionists. With the help of AI, I gave general topics, I structure it, and then I get back very professionally written letter with explanation of my treatment, and it's definitely saved me a lot of time. But I would say this is it. I would love to know what I can do on the front desk. How can I utilize AI instead of assistant to do some operations when I'm with the patients, like probing or treatment planning? So tell us what areas of dental practice benefit the most from AI adoption? Clinical, administrative, financial. Can you give us a short view how it look right now?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for a wonderful introduction and your kind words. Thank you. And a second of all, the wonderful thing about AI is that it can be used to support every single position at this point. But truly, we cannot say that each one position is more important than other, because AI is helping the entire team. So when we help one team member, we're helping the entire team, and ultimately we're helping to improve patient experience, because we are allowing our team more time to provide a good experience for the patients. So to quickly summarize what we can do, AI as of today can help dentists, dental assistants, hygienists, treatment coordinators, HR, and marketing. It can help every single position. As we develop AI, it will give more function on what it can do. Right now, as of today, it still does things depending on the position. It does things that it can help. So we can break it down and go over it quickly. But overall, as of today, AI is here and can be used by every single position in a dental office, but overall, helping the entire team and improving patient experience.
Branden, do you want to add something?
Sure. I mean, Dr. Catherine went through a lot of the scenarios, but I'm going to tell you a couple other areas that are important to me. And you touched on it, but diagnosing, the ability for AI to be used diagnostically through imaging and being able to show whether it just be caries or other things going on in the mouth. That is very valuable from a patient perspective, so that the lay patient can understand what the dentist or the clinician is seeing. But then it also, what I've seen is that gives confidence to maybe a younger, newer associate who may not be as confident in not just diagnosing what they see, but really explaining it to the patient. So I've seen it work both ways, from a patient experience, but then also for the confidence of maybe a young associate having like an AI-based diagnostic tool. The other thing that I think is really cool with AI is AI can now be used analytically with how to analyze data to help you better run a practice more efficiently. You can use AI to determine, when to schedule, not just, having open blocks of scheduling, but actually when to schedule in a way that kind of maximizes the financial productivity of when you see patients and do treatment. So the sky is the limit. And like Dr. Catherine said, AI is getting smarter and smarter every day.
You know what, my own challenge with AI, when I use it, like we now added salivary testing and, talking about personalized letter, it's such a long letter for me to write. So I put the image of the test in ChatGPT and I put my treatment for these specific patients with all the details, and I get a very nice report for providers and for the patient. But there are a lot of mistakes. I find a lot of mistakes. I use, paid version. I, hide, of course, patient information and all of that, but I have to check on every step. And this is a specific question. My staff try to get insurance verification with AI, and we were not satisfied because it was very basic things what we can just get online. But I want Catherine, for you to talk. You gave me before this interview very specific way about insurance verification, and also about companies what you think would be good for that particular matter.
So that's a great question, and there is a lot here, but I will try to summarize and simplify it. When we work with the AI, we have to remember, including how your reports are coming back to you, it's all about the prompt. It's all about what data are we given to AI and how the data looks and what outcome we expect. So, for example, when it comes back to your salivary testing, I would suggest to upload a PDF of salivary test and be very specific what you want out of that report, because that's how you minimize the mistakes by AI, and that's how you can have a strong report that you can share with your internal doctors. But on a bigger scale, on using AI companies, again, when we're training and when we bring in AI to the office, it's very important to know how the AI company has trained the AI and which data they used. So there is a lot of AI companies that are coming up and trying to sell the product to the dental team. But a lot of those AI companies had zero dental experience. So again, this is really important to understand that when we're talking about AI, we need to talk about AI authority score and a trust score. What it means that we can't just use any AI. If you use any AI, you are guaranteed to have mistakes, because AI is as genius as the creator of AI. That's really what it comes down to. AI is as good as who created that AI. So if somebody without a dental experience creating AI, yes, there is place and time that it's okay. For example, verifying insurance benefits. And even then, it still can be not ideal, because that's you run into problems of not getting all the information that your dental team wants to have. So again, it comes back to who is training and creating that AI, how are they training it, and how do they make sure they give the necessary data for that AI to be extremely knowledgeable and reliable, so it can join our team and support our team instead of making it more difficult by creating mistakes that will reflect negativity on a team and a practice brand reputation.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Branden, but I want you, Kati, to mention how you explained to me on insurance verification what prompt we have to outline for AI to bring us what we want. I really like that. I want you to repeat it for my audience.
So what I told you, I said, imagine, and let's not use insurance. Let's say we're training a hygienist. Let's say we're training a hygienist, or we're training a dental assistant and helping them to become better at their jobs. Imagine if somebody came to you and said, hey, my name is Susan, and I never worked in a dental office, but I'm really good in training hygienists and clinical assistants. And you would say, absolutely not. You're not allowed to come in and train my hygienist and my clinical assistants, because there is physically no way you can provide a great training because you don't understand the in and outs of what a hygienist do and what a clinical assistants need to do. The same with the AI. Again, we can't just have an AI company coming in and saying that, hey, we're going to help your hygienist and we're going to help your clinical assistant. But truly, we have never worked in dentistry, but we have these AIs that can help you. So in a way, it's the same way. Would you bring somebody untrained to your team to train your team or to work on your team? No, you wouldn't. You would either require them to be trained or you require to have the training and experience. The same with the AI. Number one thing you should be asking AI companies, how did you train your AI? How did you train your AI? What data set? What did you use to train your AI? And what is your experience in dentistry? How deep is your understanding of dental business and a dental culture and a positions in a dental office, and how all of these positions work together for ultimately the best patient care? So that's really, in a nutshell, what we talked about it. But really, that comes back to the AI trust score. It comes back to how we choose AI. And truly, it comes back to most important point of really choosing that credible, trustworthy AI that you can bring confidently to your team and support your team.
No, I want actually a little bit more specific things, but I want to mention what Dr. Alderman, she's the president of AI Dental Association, and this association, help to protect the dentists or dental professionals from getting burned with the, companies who don't have a high trust score. Or Branden, with his knowledge, they working together would be also the a good source of that information. But I have kind of two questions. My first question, general question would be, what the first step for dental practice, like what they can expect. But the other question, what I want you to say, when we ask for insurance verification, I find this is a very much bottleneck, at least for my practice. I think it's such a not interesting, very boring, meticulous job, what AI should do. But I don't want to get the basic. I want to get how much money left. If patient had any services done, what services? I want to know, the frequency, like I want to know. And also it's for dental, but we also bill medical. Medical is even worse. They keep you hours on the phone, which I think should be AI job to get that, but we don't have the details. What can you advise Branden and Kati on that practical questions?
Branden, would you like to take it, or would you like me to?
Well, I would say when it comes to insurance verifications, I think Dr. Kathy can probably give a better answer on the exact prompt to use. I have some ideas about how AI can be prompted to answer other questions about data in the practice, but I'll defer to Dr. Catherine on what prompt to use for an insurance verification.
So it's extremely important to understand how we collect the data again. It's extremely important to understand. So we can't really, it's not about a prompting at this point. It's about how we how we collect the data from insurance. So for example, we take an AI agent. There is two ways to do that. We have to go into insurance portals, and we have to, what we call a scrape data. We have to scrape data. That's one way. We scrape data, and then we basically, the AI agent goes in, reads the information, and then it comes back with that information. That's one way of doing it. There is pros and cons of doing it. Not every insurance company will allow agents to do that. So the second way of doing it is the AI agent calling and basically asking the same questions as a human would. So that's really the most common way of doing it. Some companies doing it both ways, and they actually add a third company on top of it, the third way of doing it. And I would say Verific is a company that I I'm referring to. And so what his company does, he has 3 different ways of doing it. And that's really the only way you can actually achieve the best results right now, because there are limitations to AI agents calling the insurance, because not every insurance will talk to an AI agent. An AI agent may have limitations on what questions to ask and how deep it gets to into insurance benefits. So the second way is to where AI goes in and scrapes insurance information. Again, that has its limitations as well, because we have many insurance companies, and not every insurance company allows AI agents to come in. Exactly. So finally, no matter which AI we look at, some of them, like Verific, does a really good job to do both ways, but still there is room for mistakes. And that's where a human team comes in, and a human team verifies it as well. So for example, somebody like Verific has to understand that they understand the limitations, they understand pros and cons of every approach, and they create a comprehensive approach to verifying insurance benefits. Not every company will do that. Some companies will only have AI agents calling. That's what they will do. So again, and in other companies that is really great is Pearl. Pearl is really doing a good job of verifying benefits. And Pearl does a really good job of not just verifying benefits by constantly going in and utilizing AI agents to call on new insurance. But what's good about Pearl is that they do it in time. So what it means that they will call on new insurance and try to get those insurance benefits a week prior, and even on a day of appointment as well. So for example, if a patient went to an oral surgeon and had a tooth removed, his benefits have changed. And using a Pearl in dental team can be aware of those changes in real time. Again, we can do that as well. But again, that's only 2 companies that I know right now that are most developed with insurance benefits. I'm not saying there is more that I'm not saying there are more companies that are not doing it, but this is what I confidently can say, that those 2 companies definitely get a trust score because they know what they're doing and how they approach those insurance companies.
I want to ask you the last kind of futuristic question. Can AI replace dental hygienist or dentist?
Everybody. It will replace everybody. It will replace all of us. As a director of AI Association for technology and AI implementation, they're building hospitals right now where we unite dentistry and healthcare, and it's all AI driven. It's all AI driven, where a patient gets the best care, and all disciplines are interlinked, and it's all driven by AI. So we have it's not a futuristic question anymore. The organization is literally in an active stage of building hospitals in Saudi Arabia, Dominican Republic, and even LA, where you can go as a patient and you get a care, medical care and a dental care, and it will be all AI driven. Absolutely. And to add to your question, I just went on a Saturday and I met a dentist who is in AI now, and he has a robot that does a crown preps. And the reason he created it, so he can have more coffee while the robot is doing a crown prep. And really what he's using it for is to basically use a robot so he doesn't have to hurt his neck, but also he's using it, instead of hiring more associates, he feels like he can use a robot to help with the crown preps, and then also to use it in locations where it's hard to get a dentist. So if it's hard to get a dentist, he's going to be
placing the robots. Yes. I'm just, it's interesting to imagine how it's going to be, but I feel it's absolutely realistic. I rather people to get the cleaning by the robot than get nothing.
You got it. So it's not a futuristic question anymore. I'm actively seeing it's happening, not just actively, I am seeing it hands-on and actively happening right in front of me every single day. So yes, it's not a futuristic anymore. It's going to be here before we know. And again, it's going to take a while for it to be accepted and utilized. And original cost is going to be very expensive. But again, it's definitely here.
So thank you very much, Branden and Dr. Alderman, for your expertise. I highly recommend to my audience to read your book, The AI Advantage, and check the website for Accidental Sales Pro to help in your everyday practice to make your life easier. But you can drink a lot of coffee and relax. It doesn't, I hope it's gonna be true with the eye help. So thank you very much.
Thank you for inviting us. We really appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.